At the start of the film, a small delivery truck is driving through the road when it suddenly crashes into a deer. The impact is powerful, and anyone would assume the animal is dead. But moments later, the deer slowly rises back to its feet. Its eyes have changed, its movements feel unnatural, and it is no longer behaving like a normal creature. This is the first sign that a terrifying infection has begun spreading. A mysterious virus is turning living beings into violent monsters. After that, we meet a man named Shiv, a hard-working fund manager who is completely consumed by his career. Because of his obsession with work, his marriage has already fallen apart. He is now dealing with a custody battle over his young daughter, Suwon. Today happens to be her birthday, so Shiv comes home carrying a present for her. But when Suwon opens the box, she looks disappointed. It is the exact same gift he gave her before. Shiv was so distracted by work that he did not even realize his mistake. Feeling guilty, he asks what she really wants. Suwon softly replies that she wants to see her mother. The next morning, Shiv decides to take her to Busan so she can meet her mother. They arrive at the train station and board a train heading there. The train is crowded with many passengers from different walks of life. A baseball team is traveling together, along with their cheerleaders. A young couple is enjoying the trip. Two elderly sisters sit side by side. A homeless man is also on board, acting strangely and muttering that everyone is going to die. We are also introduced to Sang-hwa, a strong and kind-hearted man traveling with his pregnant wife. Just before departure, an injured young woman stumbles onto the train. She has a bite wound on her leg and looks terrified. Not long after boarding, she collapses. A train employee notices her condition and rushes to get help. At the same time, Shiv receives a phone call from his assistant, who tells him riots are spreading throughout the city. Once the train begins moving, chaos can be seen outside the windows. Streets are in panic, people are running, and something terrible is unfolding beyond the station. Soon the injured woman begins to change. Her body twists violently, and she suddenly attacks the train attendant, biting her. In seconds, the virus spreads further. One infected person attacks another and then another. Passengers scream as people transform into savage creatures. Members of the baseball team are infected one after another. Within minutes, the peaceful journey becomes a nightmare of blood and panic. As survivors run between compartments trying to escape, Shiv becomes separated from Suwon. While searching for her, he accidentally enters a coach filled with zombies. The creatures notice him immediately and begin chasing him through the carriage. Just as he is cornered, Suwon calls out from behind. Shiv grabs her hand and runs with everything he has. They barely manage to reach another compartment, where he slams the door shut behind them. At the same moment, Sang-hwa and his pregnant wife also escape from the infected and rush toward the same door. Shiv hesitates for a second, unsure whether opening it will let danger inside, but at the last moment he pulls them in and locks it again. Sang-hwa angrily tells him that if he had waited 1 second longer, they would have died outside. A little later, an announcement plays through the speakers saying the train will not stop at the next station. This causes panic among the passengers. Everyone wants to get off somewhere safe. As the train passes another station, they see horrifying scenes outside. Crowds of desperate people are trying to stop the train, while infected creatures attack everywhere. It becomes clear that the outbreak has spread far beyond the train itself. Soon, another announcement says the train will stop at the next station, where military forces are supposed to secure the area. Since Shiv has important business connections, he contacts someone powerful for information. He is told that anyone showing signs of infection will be separated and quarantined by the army. Shiv fears losing his daughter, so he asks for another route. He is advised to avoid the main exit and use a side gate where private help will be waiting. When the train arrives, the station feels eerily empty. There are no staff members, no announcements, and no visible soldiers. Some passengers step onto the platform cautiously. Others remain inside, sensing danger. Most people head toward the main gate, while Shiv quietly leads Suwon toward the side exit. A few curious passengers follow them. Suwon asks her father why they are leaving the others behind. Shiv says they need to think only about themselves. Hurt by his selfishness, Suwon tells him that this is why her mother left him. Meanwhile, the people at the main gate discover the horrifying truth. The soldiers stationed there have already turned into zombies. Suddenly, chaos erupts again. People run in every direction, screaming for help. Some are bitten instantly. Shiv tries to flee with Suwon, but one infected creature gets dangerously close to her before someone intervenes and saves them. Survivors rush back toward the train and slam the doors shut behind them, though it only buys them a little time. The panic grows worse when some passengers accidentally open the wrong doors, allowing more zombies to enter. During the madness, a train worker helps the two elderly sisters escape. One of them is taken to another compartment for safety. Sanghua and his wife also reboard the train, but the coach they enter is already overrun. They quickly hide inside a restroom to survive. Elsewhere, a selfish businessman pressures the train staff to leave immediately, insisting they should abandon anyone left outside. Even though several people are still running toward the train, the doors close and it begins moving. Meanwhile, Sanghua and a few survivors hold back the zombies for as long as possible. When they can no longer resist, they run and eventually join with two more survivors. Together, they race after the moving train and barely climb into another empty coach. Once safe for the moment, one of them contacts a friend and learns that several survivors are trapped in a restroom inside Compartment 13, while they are currently in Compartment 9. To reunite, they must cross multiple coaches filled with zombies. Knowing the risk, they prepare themselves to fight through the infected. In the first carriage, they battle bravely and force their way forward, but the next coach is packed wall to wall with zombies. Just then, the train enters a tunnel and everything turns dark. They quickly realize the infected cannot see well in darkness. Using the shadows, they carefully move past without fighting. Later, Shiv comes up with another plan. He throws a phone into the compartment and lets the ringtone play. The zombies rush toward the sound, gathering in one spot. While they are distracted, the group slips past them. Shiv is overjoyed to reunite with his daughter, and Sanghua embraces his wife. But they are still not safe. They hide again and wait for the next tunnel, knowing they only have minutes before light returns. One survivor calls ahead and asks the people in the safe compartment to keep the door open for them, but the selfish businessman refuses. He claims they might already be infected and could endanger everyone else. Fear spreads among the passengers, and many agree with him. The door stays shut while the group struggles to reach safety. As darkness falls once more, Shiv and the others push forward. They nearly make it, but the tunnel ends before they can fully cross. Zombies begin moving toward them again. On the other side, one survivor begs the passengers to open the door, but no one wants to risk it. Finally, the group forces their way inside. To protect the others, Sanghua stays behind and sacrifices himself, holding back the zombies while telling Shiv to care for his wife. Shiv escapes with Suan and the pregnant woman, but Sanghua is overwhelmed and killed. His death breaks everyone's hearts. Instead of feeling ashamed, the selfish businessman manipulates the passengers again. He convinces them that Shiv's group might be infected and should be separated from everyone else. Fear wins, and the survivors are pushed into another compartment. The elderly woman, shattered by the death of her sister, can no longer bear the cruelty around her. In grief and anger, she opens the compartment door. Instantly, zombies flood inside and attack nearly everyone. The selfish people who abandoned others now face the same fate. Soon, the train is forced to stop, because another train has crashed ahead and blocks the tracks. The remaining survivors must leave, and move to a different train if they want any chance of survival. During the confusion, the selfish businessman hides in a restroom with an attendant. To save himself, he shoves the worker toward the zombies and runs away. Shiv, Suan, and the pregnant woman continue forward while another man stays behind to slow the zombies. They run toward a moving train with the infected chasing close behind. Somehow they manage to climb aboard. Some zombies cling to the outside, but eventually fall away as the train gains speed. Inside, danger still remains. The selfish businessman has already been bitten, though he hides it. Suddenly, he attacks Shiv and bites him on the hand. Shiv fights back and ties himself with a chain before throwing the infected man away. He survives the struggle, but he now knows the virus is inside him too. With little time left, Shiv brings Suan and the pregnant woman to the front of the train where the driver is. He explains how to operate it and tells Suan that when they reach Busan, she must go to her mother and stay safe. Suan breaks down in tears, refusing to lose her father. Shiv is heartbroken, but he knows he cannot stay. As he walks away, memories of the precious moments he shared with his daughter flood his mind. A faint smile appears on his face as he accepts the end. Soon, he fully transforms and is gone forever. After some time, the train finally reaches Busan. Suan and the pregnant woman step off carefully and walk forward. Armed soldiers are waiting in the distance. Unsure whether they are infected, the soldiers prepare to shoot. But just before anything happens, Suan begins singing the song she had practiced for her father. Hearing the innocent voice of a child, the soldiers realize they are survivors and rush to rescue them. The film ends as a heartbreaking story of sacrifice, love, and survival in the middle of an unstoppable apocalypse.